Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to To Be Determined. Today, the SkyBlock level system has dropped, and even though I can't play, I wanted to go ahead and make a video on it. If you didn't know, I am currently banned because my account got hacked and the guy did some stuff on it, and so I got the account back, but I'll be unbanned on Sunday. But this is the leveling system update, the update that I've been waiting for ages. This was the whole reason we were doing Museum Mastery, and the whole goal of our next profile is going to be based on this leveling system. Now, there are a lot of different ways to level. We're going to talk about all of the stuff in the patch notes and some of the different ways that they have that you can level up. But before we get into all that, please make sure that you are subscribed. We are almost at 1,900 subscribers, which is only 100 away from 2,000, which is pretty crazy for how little time we've been uploading. Plus, we're going to be starting a brand new profile on this SkyBlock level system, and with all of the balance changes that are also in this update, it's going to be a little bit harder than it was 2 days ago. Now let's jump into it. Hello everyone, today we are releasing the next major patch of SkyBlock, which includes a new form of progression along with many balancing and QoL changes. This is patch 0.15, so that is a lot closer to 1.0 than we were. We just got the update 0.14 about a month or so ago, so they're really pumping these updates out. But you can see there are different ways to gain SkyBlock XP. This one is skill level up. I'm not sure what the second one here is, but there's also your catacombs level, your class level, and there's fairy souls, collection, your commission milestone, your magical power, your heart of the mountain level, your bestiary, your crafted unique minions, the different dragons you've slayed, so you have to slay one of each unique type of dragon to unlock that one. Then there's the different Kudras you fought, the different unique slayers that you fought, and your slayer levels as well, the unique arachnes, your bank upgrades, your trophy fish, and plenty of other ways that you can upgrade. I believe this gold one here is also your museum. Your museum is going to be a really big way to upgrade. If you didn't know, you get one SkyBlock level for every 100 XP that you get. You can also see in the tab when you have a SkyBlock level, like what your SkyBlock level is, and you can toggle it in the menu on whether or not you want to put it in the chat. When someone chats, you'll be able to see their SkyBlock level. Now, SkyBlock levels will give you permanent stat boosts. They're the new way to unlock Bazaar, the community shop, the wardrobe, all those other things. And the color of your SkyBlock levels is going to change as well. You unlock a new public level prefix at specific level. They say that there's a lot of things they want to do with levels. They're going to add more ways for you to gain XP and more ways to balance it, but you don't have to do anything right now. Everything that you've already done is going to add to your SkyBlock level currently, so the next time you log in, you're going to be able to see all of that stuff. Now, fairy souls have been changed as well. They no longer give like strength and defense and all that. They now only give you XP, and after you get a certain amount of fairy souls, you unlock more backpack slots. Now, SkyBlock levels also gives you that permanent stat boost based on your level, so technically it does still help you with your stats. So you're still going to want to do those fairy souls, especially to unlock those backpack slots. They also said if you already have slots in those backpack slots that you now don't have unlocked because you haven't done all the fairy souls, you don't have to worry about it. Those backpacks are going to stay in there for now. They also made some changes to Peak of the Mountain, which is really interesting. They added Peak of the Mountain 6 and 7, which costs extra gemstone powder, but it gives you extra gemstone powder when mining gemstones. And they also added another token of the mountain, so you now get another token to add on to your skill tree, which is really going to change the way that people optimize their skill tree now. But getting gemstone powder is also another way to get SkyBlock levels as well, so this is really going to help out a lot with that. Now, this is a major QoL part of this update that we've been waiting for so long. Croesus, the dungeon treasure keeper. He will hoard all the treasures from your dungeon runs and allow you to open them up later. So basically, if you go into a floor 7 with like 30 million coins and you drop a Necron's handle, you can't afford it because it's 35 million coins. But he is going to hold on to that chest, which has that Necron's handle in it, for the next 48 hours. So you can go make 5 mil in the next 48 hours and then go back and buy it from him. So now you don't have to worry about having all the money if you drop a really rare drop. As long as you have a decent amount and you can grind out the rest in the next 48 hours, you're good to go. You can keep up to 60 runs inside of Croesus. They also added the Curse of Greed effect, which did cause some really big issues. Basically, it was added to the Emerald Blade only for right now, but it cancels any effects modifying your coins lost on death. So basically, if you have a piggy bank or a phoenix pet or a booster cookie equipped and you die with a bunch of money in your bank, while you're using an Emerald Blade, it is still going to make you lose half of that money. So you have to be really careful about using an Emerald Blade now. This is kind of a really big nerf to Emerald Blade. You're really not going to want to use this in high level situations, which it still wasn't the best anyways, but you got to be extra careful with it now. Now, some people have been affected by this because there was a bug where it would make you lose coins even if you weren't using the Emerald Blade, but they have refunded those in Jerry. So if you were one of those people that lost some money because you died right when this update released, you can go and check Jerry and he should have your lost coin. They also changed the Golden Dragon from giving 0.5 strength to a maximum of 5% strength. So it's going to change from 0.5 strength per 5 magic find to 5% of your strength, maxing out at 50 magic find. So they say that is a buff. I don't have a Golden Dragon. I never used a Golden Dragon on my old profile, so I really don't know if that is an actual buff. It looks like a nerf to me, but I guess it depends on how much base strength you have in the beginning. They also buffed the flying fish to give extra fishing speed at legendary and mythic, and the zombie pet is now a lot cheaper to craft. It used to be you have to get 8 zombie hearts, which was 4 stacks per zombie heart, so it was like 32 total stacks of enchanted rotten flesh. But now it only costs 8 stacks of enchanted rotten flesh to craft, and the same to level it up at cat. They also made some changes to gear. A lot of people were telling me when I was making the Goldor episode about Goldor leggings being the same as Wither leggings on stats. Well, now they've changed that. Goldor leggings have more health and defense, but the rest of these changes are a lot of them are kind of tough for early game players, and a lot of them are buffs for later game players. It's just kind of helping the balance of the game to not make the Juju bow so powerful to start with, because the Juju short bow has been increased on its requirements. You used to only have to have Enderman Slayer 3, now you have to have Enderman Slayer 5, which is going to change the way that I have to play this game on the new profile. But it is, honestly, I think it's a good change. The Juju was kind of way overpowered, and now it's going to be a lot later game, which I think is alright. But Juju short bows are going to be really cheap on the auction house right now because everyone is going to be selling them that doesn't have Enderman Slayer level 5. The same thing for the Flower of Truth, which is not on this list, but it does now require you to have a floor 6 completion. So if you don't have a floor 6 completion, you can no longer use the Flower of Truth. Now, they did also buff the Dark Claymore, which is fair because it wasn't really required. It is the highest level weapon in the game, like the hardest one to get other than like the Enrager or something, but it's supposed to be the best melee weapon in the game, and a lot of people still use Valkyrie over it. But now they added 2 more combat gemstone slots, so you can put 2 more perfect Jasper gems in there, which is going to increase the strength by a bit, and they added 30 crit damage to it, which is also going to help. They also nerfed the Livid Dagger from 100 attack speed to 50, so it's going to be a little bit worse now. The Shadow Fury strength has been buffed, and its crit damage has been buffed. The Ragnarok Axe got nerfed by 50 weapon damage, and its ability now does 1.5 times your strength instead of twice your strength. Spirit Scepter got buffed because its mana cost is 50 less now, so that's going to be really good. And then they basically buffed all of the cleavers. Literally no one that I've ever heard of was using a cleaver, and now they've buffed the weapon damage on the first one by 20 and increased the crit damage by 20, and on the second one they increased weapon damage by 30 and the crit damage by 50, and on the giant cleaver, which is the final upgrade, they increased it from 170 to 235, so 65 extra weapon damage, and its critical damage was upgraded from 0 to 95, and its strength was buffed by another 35. So these weapons are actually going to be somewhat usable. I don't know how this is going to put them into the meta, if this is actually going to be okay for tanks to be using or for berserkers to be using in any situation. I doubt it, but they're at least a little higher on the damage threshold now. Probably better for some early game players to be using in dungeon. They also changed a couple power stones. The Furball drop rate has been increased. It gives extra attack speed and less walking speed now. And then the Luxurious Spool gives less crit damage but more walking speed. So I'd say that's a nerf. Furball is definitely a damage buff, a speed nerf. Luxurious Spool is a damage nerf and a speed buff. And then the Hazmat Enderman got buffed by 5% on all areas, so it's got 5% extra strength, crit damage, defense, health, and attack speed, so it's a lot better now. They also changed Spin Slayer, which I'm so happy about. The amount of combat XP required to summon Spin has been nerfed, making it 30% faster. This is such a big deal, especially for me starting a brand new profile soon. We're going to be able to go through this 30% faster. Praise the Lord. They also changed the Luxurious Spool a while back, but it now only drops as a 5% drop from the Broodmother, but you have a 100% chance to obtain it when you kill Arachne. Now, I didn't know it was 100% chance. I knew you got it from killing Arachne, but it is a guaranteed drop when you kill Arachne. So if you are early game on an Iron Man and you want to get a better reforge, just go and leech some Arachnes. You'll be able to get some Luxurious Spool. They fixed a couple bugs with Heart of the Mountain pickaxes not showing the correct call to action, and then the Balpet stats now apply properly. Say that 5 times fast. And the mineral armor now works on glowstone. Now, we do have all of these updates still coming out, but if we go back to the 0.14 update and we read in on this section at the bottom here on future updates, you can see the SkyBlock levels follow-up is on the happening moderately soon area, which is like gonna be further away. Now if we go to the 0.15, it is on the happening pretty soon area. So they've upgraded the SkyBlock levels. That's coming a bit sooner instead of it happening moderately soon. So we can expect these next updates coming out pretty quickly. We had 0.14 come out 40 days ago, and now we've got SkyBlock 0.15. So if we can expect one of these updates every 40 days, we should get the forging update in about August to July of next year, which sounds like a long time. It is, but if we've got all these updates to look forward to between now and then we've got quite a lot to look forward to. That is all in today's patch notes. If you guys did enjoy, please remember to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. God bless.